Let me just start off by saying that there is a myth that I want to lay to rest. And I want you to look at me in my eyes when I say this. I rarely look into the camera when I'm talking, but I want you to hear this. You can turn a HOE into a HOUSEWIFE. Anyway, on to today's Ask Domo. Very interesting today, I might add. Domo, a few years ago, I had a heated run-in with a female because she was all in my man's face at the club. Since then, we have broken up, and she got with him, and they have also broken up. Well, the chick adds me as a friend on Facebook and sends me a message apologizing. She talks. She also talks real bad about our ex, who happens to be a good friend of mine now. I have forgave him, but he doesn't think that I should be friends with her. What do you think? P.S. Me and the ex aren't together anymore. I'm married now. Okay, so this is all awkward. All of this is awkward. First of all, someone that you're not intimate with, or I don't know if you should allow your ex or boyfriend to make decisions about who you should befriend. That's number one. However, if you decide to befriend this individual because you want to, you should make it very clear to her that you are not going to stand for her speaking negatively about your friend, which happens to be her ex. However, you've got to remember that she has an experience with him, which happens to be your connecting link. So maybe you give her a little bit of leeway to speak, to express herself if you choose to become friends with her, because that's what the both of the two of you have in common. But I also think that, and this is just me, because I don't have a problem being confrontational. I think it's appropriate to say to her, like just like you can say negative things about him, I can also say negative things about you because although I have forgiven you, you were up in his face at a time in which we were together. So that does not necessarily make you, the most, the person just filled with integrity. So I think that that's something to mention to her, but I would not, I do not feel that he would have the right to tell you who you can and can't befriend, especially if you chose to take him back as a friend after he, was involved with another female, sort of when you all were together or breaking up or whatever that might be. Especially if he knows that you had an altercation with her in a public setting. Hopefully you've, as a married woman, you're not into that anymore, but I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I think you also should ask him what is his reluctance with the two of you being friends. I mean, I know it's awkward, like from the male perspective, it is a little awkward, but it's not like there's a possibility that the two of you would get back together, you and the guy, and you're less likely to like build like some great camaraderie with the girl based on negative conversation about the guy because obviously you're friends with him. So also sometimes like people just want to be friends with you because you have a common interest, and she may not know that you and the ex are on good terms. So she might just sort of be trying to say, oh yeah, we have this guy in common, like let's be friends. Like I feel bad about what I did to you, he's a bad guy after all. So she might not know that the two of you have a good relationship. You're married now. I'm assuming that maybe your status reveals that. So that's something to take into consideration. But overall, like, I would not let his opinion of. I think that that's interesting, and this is just like a whole different topic. But I do think it's interesting how friends have the expectation that, like, let's say I'm friends with John and Eric over here, and John are no longer friends anymore. Eric doesn't want me to be friends with John. John doesn't want me to be friends with Eric. But like I always think that that's weird. Like I wouldn't necessarily drop a friend because a mutual friend dropped a friend, depending on what the case is. Now, if John slept with Eric's wife, then me and John will no longer be friends because that to me is like a breach to our friendship, even though it doesn't have anything to do with me. Because I believe in loyalty, and I also believe that if you're somebody's friend, like you should act as such. So, but I do think that there's a way for you to maintain a certain level of loyalty and be casual or friendly acquaintances with other individuals outside of the primary friendship, if you get my drift. So I think you have to have conversations with both of them. I think it's weird. And if you want to be friends with the female and you feel comfortable enough being friends with the female, then by all means, like, go for it, but you need to check her first, in my opinion. And, I don't know, what if your husband was uncomfortable with you being friends with him as your ex, which is, I think it's rare. It's good, but it's rare. So anyway, mind you, I just want to say that my commentary in the beginning about the HOE and the HOUSEWIFE is not related to this particular scenario, but that's just something that dropped in my spirit, if you will. Now, if you have a question for Ask Domo, you can visit our website, www.iamdomo.com. And you can go to, I think it's like /Ask Domo, which you can click on the button on the top bar, and you can email me at domoblogz DOMOBLOGZ @gmail.com if you have a question. So thank you for taking the time to watch my video, watch all my videos. I really appreciate it, and yeah, there's like 7 people who watch them often, so shout out to you people. Appreciate you. And shout out to my 9 subscribers. That's kind of cool too. Alright friends, peace.